Who's the first wrestler you think of when I say the word supernatural? Every wrestling fan knows The Undertaker. The most respected wrestler alive is an undead mortician. Then why do supernatural gimmicks get so much hate from the wrestling community? Enter Papa Shango. Before Charles Wright was managing sex workers in the red light district as the Godfather, he would debut as the voodoo practitioner
Baron Samedi.
Papa Shango!
The character debuted on the February 8th, 1992 edition of Superstars, complete with over-the-top voodoo aesthetics like face paint, a smoking skull, and a necklace you'd find at your local Spirit Halloween shop. Love that place. Voodoo's favorite Poppy would go on to feud with the Ultimate Warrior, casting vomit-inducing spells.
He put a curse on the Ultimate Warrior!
And other hacky shit like that. He struck fear into the hearts of many children, but the adult demographic struggled to suspend their disbelief, and Mr. Shango would amount to little more than a sideshow. Needless to say, Papa Shango's run was short-lived and paled in comparison to his real-life best friend, The Undertaker. But The Undertaker's gimmick was pretty far-fetched too, right? On paper, yes, it's pretty ridiculous. And you could say,
it was the aura, bro. It's the aura.
But I would argue there's more to this contradiction. Remember that term I used earlier, suspension of disbelief? It's hella overused. I know. But that shit is still essential. You see, with characters like the Boogeyman, Shockmaster, Mantar, the Yeti, and yes, Papa Shango, what you see is pretty much what you get. There's a one-dimensional quality to their character that errs on the side of parody. Side note, there's a soft spot in my heart for the Boogeyman, and yes,
he's coming to get you.
Okay, let's think about this in film terms. We've all seen horror films that rely heavily on jump scares, blood, guts, but the ones that stick around, the ones that really leave an impression on us for a lifetime, often use those tropes as tools, not rules. For every jump cut, blood-curdling scream, or kill scene we see, there's an equally important build of tension in between. And more importantly, there's an underlying truth or commentary on the human experience. Right? And while a mouthful of worms is definitely unsettling, the fear of the unknown and the imminence of death is something we can all identify with. And that's something that The Undertaker used to his advantage. What was most important was his silence. It spoke, he couldn't look away. I mean, just look at those gloves. Only The Undertaker and maybe Mermaid Man could pull that off. But what about when it came time to cut a promo? Well, The Undertaker had an unfair advantage when it came to working the mic too, a secret weapon that none of the other supernatural gimmicks at the time really had. His name was
Paul Bearer!
A licensed funeral director with a shrill, high-pitched voice that burns into your psyche upon first listen.
Jake the Snake Roberts, the clock on my embalming room wall is ticking down. Oh, yes, there'll be a funeral in Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Like a character ripped out of an Addams Family Halloween special, this guy was campy as camp can be. And while one could argue that on their own, both Paul Bearer and The Undertaker would suffer the same fate as gimmicks like Papa Shango and Boogeyman, together, the duality of the two really meshed to create a supernatural gimmick that actually worked. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. The real secret to making a supernatural gimmick actually work in the world of pro wrestling is the ability to adapt. The power of transformation. And no one did that quite as good as Bray Wyatt, the subject of our next video.